Welcome back to Velvet, where we decode the hidden world of luxury, the strategies, the manipulation, the psychology, and the powerful illusions that shape the desires of millions. Before we begin, remember to subscribe so you never miss the truths luxury brands don't want you to know. Today, we step into one of the most closely guarded secrets in the entire luxury industry: how brands control supply to stay exclusive. Because the truth is simple: luxury is not created, it is restricted. Scarcity is not an accident, it is a weapon, and the world's biggest luxury houses use it with precision, calculation, and psychological mastery. To understand how luxury brands control supply, you must first understand that scarcity is not a side effect of luxury, it is luxury. The less available something is, the more the human mind wants it. And luxury brands learned early that people don't crave what is expensive, they crave what they cannot have. So they built an entire global system around the art of denial. It begins long before you ever enter the boutique. It begins in boardrooms where executives sit around polished wooden tables, staring not at demand charts, but at restriction charts. They do not ask, "How many people want this product?" They ask instead, "How few can we release without losing control?" Their goal is never to meet demand. Their goal is to stay just under it forever. This is why Hermès could produce millions of Birkin bags if they wanted to. But they don't. They never will. Not because they can't, but because the desire would die instantly. Luxury brands know that desire is strongest when it is frustrated. They understand human psychology with frightening precision. The more you chase, the more they pull away. The more they pull away, the more valuable the product becomes. What you think is elite craftsmanship is often strategic scarcity, disguised as artisanal storytelling. Yes, the craftsmanship is real, but the scarcity, that's engineered. Let's go deeper because the tactics are far more sophisticated than most people imagine. When you walk into a luxury store and ask for a specific item, the salesperson's answer is almost scripted. "Sorry, we're sold out. We might receive one piece, maybe next month, maybe next season, but we're not sure." This is not a supply issue. This is supply theater. The performance is deliberate. They are trained to create uncertainty, to increase your emotional investment, to make you feel like you've stumbled into a secret world where access is a privilege, not a right. The truth: the item might be in the back, but it's not for you, not yet. They won't hand you exclusivity without first making sure you hunger for it. And hunger is a currency. It is more powerful than money, because hunger keeps you coming back. Hunger makes you say yes to upsells, to alternatives, to completely unnecessary purchases. Hunger turns you into a repeat buyer, and that is the true profit margin in luxury. Luxury brands also limit supply by controlling their factories, not through actual production limits, but through strategic capacity restrictions. They intentionally hire fewer artisans than demand requires, not because artisans are rare, but because exclusivity must appear rare. Even the workshops themselves are shrines of controlled limitation: small, slow, traditional, romantic, not industrial, not scalable. A perfect story, wrapped in craftsmanship, that justifies why your dream item takes months to produce. Then comes the tactic of delayed releases. Luxury brands intentionally slow their production cycles, even when they don't need to. They drip feed the market like a slow fork, creating the illusion that every new item is a miracle that barely escaped the factory floor. Meanwhile, the warehouses are full, but luxury is not allowed to feel abundant. Abundance is the enemy. Abundance kills aura. So they let products sit untouched in storage until the emotional timing is perfect. Some luxury houses elevate this manipulation to a near cinematic level. They create lists that don't exist, waiting periods that aren't real, allocations designed purely to cultivate desire. You think you're waiting for a rare item. In reality, you're being conditioned. The exclusivity is artificial, but the emotional impact is very real. The most powerful tactic is selective access. Luxury brands do not want everyone owning their products. They want the right people owning them. The people who align with the brand narrative. The people who will protect the aura. This is why, in many boutiques across Europe, The salesperson will subtly evaluate you, your clothes, your posture, your tone, your confidence, your energy, whether you look like you belong to their world. And that silent judgment determines whether the item you want magically becomes available. This isn't customer service. This is curation. Brands curate their buyers the same way art galleries curate their collectors. They don't sell to everyone because selling to everyone destroys the fantasy. They need to maintain a social hierarchy, one in which the brand is above you, even as you desperately try to climb. Another technique is controlled destruction. Yes, luxury brands destroy unsold inventory, not because it's defective, not because it's outdated, but because discounting is forbidden. Luxury cannot go on sale without losing its identity. So instead of letting the market dictate the value, they erase the product entirely, burn it, shred it, incinerate it. They prefer to destroy profit rather than destroy exclusivity, because exclusivity is the real currency, not sales volume. Then there's geographic restriction. Luxury brands strategically limit certain items to specific cities: Paris, Milan, Geneva, Monaco, because location shapes value. Owning a piece that is only available in Paris changes its psychological weight. It becomes a symbol of cultural access, not just financial access. You didn't just buy a product. You crossed borders for it. You earned it. You participated in the myth. Even pricing is used as a form of supply control. By continuously raising prices, sometimes multiple times a year, brands slowly push the product out of reach for the masses. Not because costs are rising, but because barriers must remain tall. Luxury must remain aspirational. The moment too many people can afford it, the brand raises the price again. Not because it needs to, because it must. The emotional structure behind all these tactics is identical. Desire must burn. Luxury brands do not sell products. They sell tension. They sell longing. They sell the thrill of pursuit. And they maintain that thrill by making sure you never feel secure in obtaining what you want. Every step of the process is designed to leave you wanting just a little more. Wanting the next bag, the next collection, the next badge of access. The brilliance of supply control is that it creates a loop that never ends. You buy one item, and suddenly you're allowed to see another. You buy two, and now you're considered for a seasonal piece. You buy three, and now you're on the radar for something special. You keep climbing because the ladder never ends. It is a staircase without a final step, and that exact structure ensures loyalty. It ensures emotional entanglement. It ensures psychological dependency. You start to believe the brand is choosing you. You feel chosen, and that feeling is more addictive than the product itself. Luxury brands know that exclusivity isn't about price. It's about access, and access must be controlled with an iron hand. Through scarcity, through denial, through subtle rejection, through the mastery of withholding. They make luxury rare not because it is rare, but because rarity is the most powerful marketing tool in human history. So the next time you walk into a boutique and hear the words, "Sorry, we're out of stock," understand the truth. They're not out of stock. They're out of permission, and permission is the commodity they guard most carefully. If you want more deep psychological decoding of luxury, wealth, and elite culture, make sure you subscribe to Velvet, where we don't just show you luxury, we expose how it really works.